We are. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another Meetup Live office hours to discuss the Meetup for Organizers app. My name is Alex. I'm a lead on our community support team. I'm joined today by Colin, another lead on our community support team. We're really excited today to show you some of the latest features and how to get the best out of our new Meetup for Organizers app. As ever, we like to get started by giving you a heads up on what to expect from our event today. So some things, some guidelines to familiarize yourself with here. First of all, this event will be recorded. You do not appear in the video, and similarly, your audio will be muted during the event. So you should only be seeing and hearing the presenters like myself or Colin and the screens that we are sharing. If you do have questions, however, we welcome that wholeheartedly. We love to hear from people who have questions about using the Meetup for Organizers app. There is a Q&A feature at the bottom of your screen. Please feel free to submit your questions there. We will have time at the end of our event today to answer your questions. We also have some support specialists on the line ready to answer questions in real time throughout the presentation. Last but not least, we do have closed captioning available. If you'd like to turn that on, you just click the live transcription icon at the bottom of your screen and select your preference. Today, we are going to be talking about, as I said, the Meetup for Organizers app. Once I get done with this introduction, we're going to spend some time talking about why we developed a separate app specifically for organizers, what distinguishes that app from the Meetup website and the pre-existing Meetup app. After that, Colin is going to take us through a demonstration of the app itself, show us how we can create an event with it and use a lot of the exclusive features available on the app. And then last but not least, as I said, we will do a Q&A session. So what we're going to talk about today going to include some of the unique features available for the new app, including some that are just now available as of this week. If you haven't already downloaded and set up the Meetup for Organizers app, we'll give you a chance to do so. In fact, if you don't have your phone on you, I highly recommend having it with you during our presentation today. I certainly learned by doing. Having your phone on you as Colin walks us through the app is a great way to sort of familiarize yourself with its features. We'll also take a look at how to create an event within the app with a live demo that's going to be brought to us by Colin later on. And we'll also specifically talk about some of the optional settings available in the event scheduling feature of the app, some unique ways that you can set up events that'll customize it for your group. And then last but not least, we want to make sure that you have an open line of communication to our community support team. If you'd like to request additional features for this app, or if you just have questions about how to use it, if you have questions about how to get the most out of it, you can reach out to our support team and we are available to assist you. So we'll make sure you've got those contact details before the end of our presentation today. So before we proceed, we do want to ask a quick poll here and see if you've already downloaded the Meetup for Organizers app. If you haven't downloaded it already, we'd like you to tell us why. This is just some interesting information for us to process about where people are learning about the app, how people are using it, what we can do to better optimize it for our users. So if you would like to engage with this poll that we've just shared, please feel free to do so, and we will proceed on. Now, as I said, we are going to talk about why we developed a separate app. As you're no doubt aware, we already previously had the Meetup website, which has been around since the early 2000s. And we've had another app which has done both organizing and member features. So why did we build a separate organizer app? The answer is that we wanted to create an experience that was focused on the organizers themselves. We wanted to make sure that those features were more easily accessible, that it would be faster and simpler for you to access those features on the go, that you had better access to contact us if stuff went wrong or if you had additional requests, and that we could iterate on this app more efficiently because these tools were separated. The other nice thing about this is that because of some of the unique tools that we were able to build by separating it out, you have more immediate on-the-go access to your organizer tools while you are actually at the event itself. And we'll take a look at what some of those are going to be today. Here's just a quick breakdown about what the previous version of the Meetup app, we're starting to call it the classic Meetup app now, versus the new Meetup Organizer app. With the original app, as you're no doubt aware, you could create and edit events. You could contact your members via email. You could manage your attendees. You could check notifications for your entire account, save one event draft, And anytime you published an event, it was automatically announced to all of your members. Now, with the new organizer app, we've expanded some of these features. We've made them more robust. We've made them more flexible. So you have a lot more options about how you are managing your community through the Meetup Organizer app. First three are the same. I mean, you're still going to be able to create and edit events. You're still going to be able to send emails to your members, and you're still going to be able to manage your attendees. However, your notifications are going to be narrowed down to specific those to the groups that you organize. So it's a more focused experience about the updates that are relevant to your community building experience. Rather than saving just one event draft, you can manage several event drafts. So if you'd like to be careful about how you are scheduling certain events and when they're being announced to your members, you have more control over that through managing multiple event drafts and managing when you actually announce those events when they're published. And then unique to the new Meetup for Organizers app, we have these new features in the app for the first time. You can create a repeating event. You can format the event description with bold, italicized, or hyperlinked text. You can select event hosts from your attendees lists. You can add or change them as you please. You can create events with a small ticketing fee so that you can charge for events, which is an important way to offset subscription costs. This is for the first time now available in the app. You can search for events in your group, which is really useful to do if you're trying to copy events and you've hosted a lot of events already. That search function allows you to narrow down exactly what you're looking for a lot more efficiently. You can connect your Zoom account through the Meetup Organizer app, meaning that with a single tap of a button, you are able to create a unique Zoom room or whatever video conferencing, well, for Zoom specifically. You can create a specific Zoom room for your event to host online events. And then last but not least, as of this week, we have a new event check-in feature so that when you are at the event, you can swipe on the names of your attendees and mark them as checked in or as absent, and even flag them as no-shows. It's a really crucial tactic that some of our organizers use to maintain awareness about who's attending events and maintain the health of their group based on who shows up based on RSVPs. So we're really excited about that new check-in feature. It's the result of feedback we've been receiving from organizers who really wanted that feature available, and we're rolling it out this week. We'll be able to show it to you later today. So as I said, if you haven't already grabbed your phone, I highly recommend having it on hand for our event today. Next, we're going to show you where you can go to download the Meetup for Organizers app. It seems like, according to our poll, quite a few of you joining us today have already downloaded the app. If you haven't done so already and you've got your phone on hand, scan this QR code on the screen now. It's going to take you to a landing page where you will be able to download the Meetup for Organizers app that is correct for your mobile device, either Android or iOS. The screenshots here will give you a little glimpse about what you'll see on the screen once you log in. You're able to log into this organizer app using the same username and password that you do to get into the website or the classic Meetup app, but you'll only have access to the features of this organizer app if you are a Meetup organizer or a member of a leadership team for another Meetup group. All right, so we will have that QR code up and available throughout our presentation today. So that was not the only opportunity to download the app if you haven't done so already, but we are going to keep moving today. Next up is the real meat and potatoes of our presentation today. Colin is going to take us through a live demonstration about how to use the Meetup for Organizers app. He's going to show us how to navigate through the app, how we can create events, and how we can manage events. And last but not least, part of managing events means we get to take a look at this new check-in feature. As I said, this QR code here up at the top is going to take you to that landing page where you can download the app. And now, without further ado, I am going to hand off the screen to Colin so he can show us this demonstration today. Colin, you all set?
All set. Hey, everyone. Colin here from Meetup's product team. I'm excited to show you the Meetup for Organizers app, specifically check-in, because we did launch this week, and I think you'll be excited about this. So let me just take over screen sharing. Just give me 1 second. Alrighty. Cool. Okay, let's go to my Meetup folder. Cool. Swipe my face away. All right, so I have my Meetup folder, which has the classic Meetup app, but of course the Meetup for Organizers app, which is why we're here today. And so when I open it, I'll log in with my organizer account credentials. This is important because the app is not available to members. So you'll need to make sure that you're using the email address associated with your organizer account, or if you're on the leadership team, just whichever account that is. And one second, let me just log in here. Okay. Cool. So now that I'm logged in, welcome. This is your group overview page. You can see at the top, you'll see your group title. There's my group's location and the number of members in my group. So this is a virtual yoga for beginners group that I do. It's just doing yoga together after work. I'm here in Brooklyn and I have 296 yogis or members. So when you tap the 296 yogis, it will bring you to the mobile web experience where you can manage your group's membership. So you can change the member's role here. You can remove the member. You can just view. You can remove from the group. You can view their profile here. And then if you have a question that you've asked them when they join the group, you'll see their answers. So I asked, how did you find out about this group? And Jen said that she's just searching on Meetup. So, this is just a good way to manage your members here. Back on the group page, you can also send a group-wide message to your members by tapping contact members underneath your cover photo there. Now I'm using an iPhone. So it will give me the option to send the email via Apple Mail or Gmail. I'll say Gmail because my organizer account is connected to my Gmail here, but just make sure that you're selecting the right email address. I have a few here, but I'm going to select this one because this is the one tied to my organizer account. And you can see that it will be sent to the group's mailing list. You can compose your message, add attachments, etc., whatever, and send that off. And that will go to everyone subscribed to your group's announcements. Cool. Back on the organizer app, you can also access your group settings. There's a little gear icon with group settings there. It will again bring you to the mobile web experience where you can edit your basic info, your leadership team, etc. Anything you want here. And then we have right in the middle, we have our event list. So you can see that we have the option to view upcoming drafts or past events. I'll talk more about these in a minute, but I just want to also call out down below, very bottom, there's a little green alert that says starting soon. And this is the new check-in feature that we launched this week. So you'll see an alert here that gives you quick access to the check-in feature. If you swipe up, you might not see it because you probably don't have an event within the next hour. But if you swipe up, you can see, the event that's coming up. This one's today at 11 a.m. Eastern time. You can also tap the check-in or view attendees. I'll talk more about this also in a minute. Just want to share more about the overview of the app, the navigation part. But then at the very bottom, we have hosting tips. So you can swipe through here to see our Community Matters blog. Cool. Then in the very upper left, there's the 4 dots. And here, this allows you to navigate to multiple groups. So I'm just the organizer of one group, but if you were on the leadership team or organize multiple groups, they would all show up here. So you can toggle between them here. Next, we have our notifications bell in the upper right. Tap that and you'll see all notifications that are relevant to your group. So you can see who has RSVP'd, if there's any new members or new member requests, any event updates or reminders. So I can see that Yesterday, Julie RSVP'd to this event, and if I tap it, it will bring me straight to the attendee list. I can see who is all RSVP'd. There's also other, notifications here, like if something was canceled or if there's new members. Cool. All right, and then lastly, we have our profile icon in the upper right corner. So tap this and you'll see, your profile photo, your name, location, and email. You can also connect your Zoom account here. You can report a bug or contact us if something isn't quite working. And if you see something or if you don't see something in the app that you'd like to see, or if you have feedback about how it currently works, feel free to share feedback with us via our feature request form. And of course, you can log out at the bottom. Okay, so that was just a kind of an overview of the navigation part of the app. I want to talk now about creating a new event. So you'll see in the lower right-hand corner, we have the red plus sign. When you tap that, there's two options. You can create a new event with the plus sign, or the two squares there is the copy event feature. Let's create a new event by tapping the plus sign, and you'll see this event scheduler where you can input all of your event details. So I'm gonna create a new event. This is a yoga group, so let's do some yoga in the park. Capital P. Save that. And then we have our event location. You can choose whether the event will be in person or online. For online events, you can include the online event URL, or you could connect your Zoom account to automatically generate a link. The online event URL can be anything, as long as it's an online event. You could use Google Meets, you can use Teams, you can use other online event platforms. For this one, I'm just gonna do in person though. We'll do some yoga in the park. I'm in Brooklyn, so let's go to Prospect Park. And here you can see the map right here. But I don't want to do my yoga right where this map pin is. So I'm gonna edit the map pin, and now you can drag it and drop it wherever you want. So let's put it over here in this field near the dog park. Save that. And then we have the how to find us section. So you can just tell your attendees how to find you, or include whatever information that will help. Say meet outside the dog park. Cool. So that's your event location. And I'll save that. Just make sure to tap save in the upper right-hand corner every time. Next, we have our event date and time. So for this, let's do a 1 hour yoga session. Let's say on October 1st, next weekend. Save that, and then you can select the time. So 11 a.m. is good. This is the end time. It will end on, again, Saturday, and then end maybe at 12. You can drag and pick whatever time you want. Next is the event description. So here we have a lot of formatting options. You can bold your text, italicize, you can set bullets or numbers, and then hyperlinks. And when you're done, you can preview what the description looks like with all the formatting. I'll just say this just for the sake of time. Next is our featured photos. So I've used a bunch of featured photos in the past that you can see below. So you can pick any of these, or you could add a featured photo from your camera roll in your phone, but I'll just pick this one. Cool. So those were the important event details at the top, but we have all these optional settings at the bottom. The first one is the COVID-19 safety measures. So this allows you to tell your members that masks or the vaccine is required, and whether the event will be held indoors or outdoors. So here I'll select, you could say vaccine required, and the venue will be outdoors. You can also share whatever additional information is important about the safety measures and the details field below. Save. We have a repeat event option here. Now keep in mind that if you're not seeing the repeat event option right now, you'll need to make sure to input your event's date and time, because this optional setting only pops up once the date and time is set. So just keep that in mind, and in case you're wondering why you don't see it. But this allows you, and by the way, this feature is also exclusive to the organizer app. So you can't do it in the member app, but it allows you to have the event repeat every month, every 2 weeks, every week. And then you can also set an end date for when it stops repeating. For this one, I'm just going to keep this off because it's just a one-time event. Next, we have the ask members a question. So you can ask them whatever helps you, prepare for the event. Or for example, I'll just say, like, have you ever done yoga before? Just to kind of get the conversation going and know who's coming to your event. Great. Next, we have add or change hosts. So I am currently the event host because I'm creating this. I can add additional hosts as long as they're a member of the group. So let's say, Alex can be my co-host for this one. You can also remove yourself as long as you select someone else. You can like swap people in and out. So now we have 2 hosts here. By the way, this is also an exclusive feature in the app. You can't do this in the original app. Attendee limit. This is a feature that lets you cap the number of members who can RSVP. So you can set the limit to whatever you want. But this is an outdoor event, so I'll just keep this off. Plenty of space in the field. And you can also have your event allow guests. So maybe you could say people can bring like up to 5 people, whatever. Next is the RSVP start and end time. Here you can set the event to open or close RSVPs at a certain time. So you can say that members can start to RSVP the day of the event, 1, 2 days, or today, in a specific time when they can start RSVPing. And then also the same thing with when they can stop RSVPing. So I keep this off though. I just want them to RSVP whenever. And the last one is the event fee. So again, this is also an exclusive feature to the Meetup for Organizers app. So here you can charge your members by turning it on and then selecting either direct from member, where if direct from member means they'll pay you in person, or they can pay you off Meetup through Venmo, Cash App, Zelle, whatever, however you want to collect the money. Or we have the PayPal feature, where you could collect the event fee directly from PayPal. So when they RSVP to the event on Meetup, they will be asked to input their payment information, and they'll be charged immediately. So, and by the way, if you want to set up your PayPal account, you can do that on the desktop version. So this feature is not available in the Meetup app, so we're excited for this to be available. I'll keep this off because I just want this to be a free event. Cool. All right, so I inputted all of my event details, but let's say I'm not quite ready to publish the event yet. You can save the event as a draft by tapping Save as Draft at the bottom. And then it will pop up right in your draft list here. So if you want to view the draft or maybe get rid of it or edit it, tap it, and then you can edit if you want, or tap the 3 dots in the upper right, and you can discard it. But if you're ready to publish, then just go on down and hit Publish Event. And it lets you know that this event has been published. And this is a prompt to now announce it. Now, just because you publish the event does not mean that a notification has been sent. We give you the power here in the Meetup for Organizers app to announce it whenever you want. And by announcing it, an email will be sent to your members, and also a push notification, depending on their notification settings. I'm gonna say let's announce it later. And if you want to announce it at any point in the future, you can tap the unannounced button at the top, or you can tap manage event and tap announce event at the top. So we give you a few options to announce it whenever you want. Lastly, we have the share button. Share button is in the upper right-hand corner, and you can share via text, email, copy a link, more. The more will just send it to your network. Cool. All right, so we just created our first event. I want to show you how to edit or update the event details, because you might have to do that at some point. And it's super convenient to do when you're on the go. You don't have to open up your laptop and log in. You just use the app to simply update your events easily. So let's go back to our group overview page. So to view an upcoming event, tap the upcoming event list. And at the bottom, you can see the list here, it shows up to 4 events, but let's tap see all upcoming events. You can see I have a bunch here like pre-scheduled out. You can search for them if you want, or you can just select whichever one you want to edit. So let's edit, let's go with this one. So this first one, this is the one I want to show you about the check-in feature. It's just a morning yoga event where you can see 6 people are going. This is the overview of what the event was scheduled as. Now, if you tap going, it'll bring you to the new attendee list where you can view and manage everyone here. So if a member is attending for the first time, you'll see the first event tag. It'll just kind of give you a sneak peek of who's coming for the first time, and you can give them an extra special welcome. So when you tap a member, you can move them to not going. You can also edit their guest count and make them an event host. If this was a paid event, you'd be able to mark them as paid as well. We can also at the top search for attendees. So let's just say someone someone has contacted you and you want to add them to the event yourself. You can just search for their name and then tap them and move to the going or not going. We also have oh, and by the way, there's the going with the checkbox, and not going is the X. So you can see Alex isn't going. We also have a filtering and sorting option. So filtering, you can filter by host, bringing guests, if they're paid, if this was a paid event. And then sorting, you can sort by their most recent response, like when they RSVP'd, or alphabetically. In the 3 dots in the upper right, you can manage the attendees here. You can do the event check-in feature, close for RSVPs, edit the guest limit, or edit the attendee limit. It's kind of like an event management quick access. Cool. So let's just go back to the event page. I'm gonna tap manage event, and you have all these options again. You can announce the event, you can edit it, view the event in the Meetup app, which brings you to the original app and you can see what your members see. You can feature the event, which pins it at the top of your group. You can close for RSVPs, copy, cancel, or delete the event. I'm gonna just edit this. Just maybe, let's say you want to extend the event by 15 minutes. You can just go in and quickly say, oh, we're gonna do 45 minutes or an hour and 15 minutes of yoga this time, and do any other changes you want and save it. So it's pretty handy to just do it on the go. Now, before I show you the check-in, I just want to also show you the copy event feature. Oops. So if you want to copy event, you could go to your past event list and find it here, or see all past events and search for it. So let's say you just want to copy this one. This is a past event. You can tap manage event, copy event, and you'll have to change the date and time because it's a past event. So just select whatever future date you plan to do it in, and then save it. So it copies all of the event details. So you don't have to recreate it from scratch. You just have to change the event's date and time. Great. Okay, and last but not least, I'm excited to show you the check-in feature. So you can see here on the group overview page that we have this little bar at the bottom where my morning yoga event is starting soon. Now keep in mind that this bar will appear 1 hour before your event starts. So it gives you kind of an alert and quick access to your next event. So you can tap the arrow here, the side arrow, to bring you to the event. Or you can tap check-in to bring you to the check-in feature, or tap view attendees to go back to that attendee list. So if the, oh, and also you'll notice the 25 hours left green prompt there. This is telling you how much time you have left until check-in closes. So like I said, check-in opens 1 hour before the event starts, but it closes 24 hours after the event ends. The idea here is, you probably will show up early, you can check people in early, and you can finish taking attendance 24 hours after the event ends. So just wanted to share what that prompt was. So let's go, you can tap the event or the check-in feature. You can see on the event, there's the event check-in notification again. Let's tap that. So on this check-in page, you'll see everyone who has RSVP'd yes. So you can swipe left to check someone in, and I'm the host, so I'll check myself in, or you could swipe right to mark someone as absent. And if you want to clear the status, maybe like you thought they were absent, but they showed up, you can just swipe right to check them in, or swipe right again to clear it. So it's the same idea. You can like clear or check them in easily. And then at the bottom, as you're checking people in, you'll see this progress bar. It will help you not miss anyone because you can see 3 out of 6 remaining. 3 are checked in, 0 are absent. Say hash is absent. Now it updates to 1 absent. The filters, oh, and you can also search for attendees. So let's just search for Alex again. So she originally said she wasn't going, but maybe she showed up and you can check her right in. Oops. So this updates in real time. There's a couple people that are remaining. So it might be helpful, instead of scrolling or searching, you can just tap the filter that says remaining. And so Mary and Stephanie, you can either mark them all as absent or check them all in, or just do it manually. And then the checked in filter shows everyone who's checked in. The absent filter shows everyone who is absent. And if you want to mark someone as a no-show, you can flag everyone in this list as no-show, or you could just tap their name, flag them as a no-show. Now I want to just clarify the difference between absent and no-show. Absent is basically an excused absence, where maybe they contact you and say, I'm so sorry I can't come. But a lot of organizers want to be able to mark people as no-show because they simply didn't give any sort of like they basically didn't tell them ahead of time. And so also some organizers have certain rules about no-shows, so you can flag them, and because it just kind of helps the group keep going, and you want people to show up, so you can have no-show, absent, and checked in. Lastly, there's the 3 dots in the upper right. This is just a quick how it works feature. If you want to get reminded, swipe left and right. check them in, tap their name, mark them as no show. You can search. So that's what I just explained, but okay. And then lastly, once you check everyone in, let's do checked in. Once you check everyone in and the event, and in the event, you can see the show up results on the event page. So this, the results display as outcomes of the event check-in feature. So you can see that 5 were checked in, 1 was absent, and 1 was marked as no-show. So yeah, that's exciting. We'd love to hear your thoughts about how this will work for you, and if there's anything missing or you think and how we could make it easier. So yeah, so thanks for watching, and let us know what you think.
Thanks, Colin. Let's see. I'll share the slideshow for us again, and we'll take a closer look. Great. All right. As I said, we wanted to make sure that you have access to the different lines of communication for keeping in touch with our community support team. It's because of requests and feedback we received through these lines of communication that we were able to develop and launch the check-in feature. So in the top left-hand corner, you'll see a QR code specific to feature request forms. I've seen a couple of suggestions in our Q&A today about improvements that could be made to the Meetup for Organizers app. It's so useful to hear this feedback. The product feature request form is an excellent way to submit that that information and those bits of feedback directly to our product team so that they can get a more immediate access to that feedback and start iterating on it. If you don't have specific requests and you just want to stay up to date on what we're launching and when, the product updates in our Community Matters blog in the bottom left-hand corner, that QR code there is going to be a great way to follow that. Our help center is available in the top right-hand corner. We have lots of resources available both on how to navigate different parts of Meetup, including the organizer app, as well as success strategies for managing your communications with your members, setting up event fees for certain events, that sort of thing. And at the bottom of every Help Center page is a link that allows you to submit an email ticket to one of our community support specialists, and we are available 7 days a week. Last but not least, in the bottom right-hand corner, if you do encounter some sort of error or the Meetup website or the Meetup app is not functioning as it should be, you can use the bottom right-hand QR code to submit a bug report, and it allows our troubleshooters to investigate and come up with solutions more efficiently for you. All right, as we promised, we do have some time here at the end of our office hours to answer your questions today. So let's take a look and see what questions we have been receiving. First question we have in is from Paul, who asks, let me know if you don't mind about the proper way to refund participants of paid events from organizers if the event is canceled by organizers. That's a good question. The answer is a little bit nuanced depending on if you are an organizer yourself, Paul, or if you are a member trying to receive a refund. I'm assuming, since we're talking about the Meetup for Organizers app today, that you are indeed an organizer. And if you cancel an event that with paid ticketing, if you have not deposited those funds into your account through the connection that you would have made with your PayPal account for ticketed events, you can use your Manage Money page, primarily on your desktop web experience, to manually select individual attendees and refund them. If you have already deposited those funds into your account, it's going to have to be more of a manual process, and you'll have to get in touch with them individually. Did you have anything to add on that, Colin?
No, I'll also encourage him to go to his payments received page. This is in his account settings. So go to payments received. You can see an overview of all payments you've gotten, whether it was event fees, member dues, and you can go into the event name and it will bring you again to that money page where you can send refunds back to members.
That's a great call out. And the payments received page is available in your site-wide profile, your account settings. So if all you have to do is just click your profile icon in the top right-hand corner, and you'll be able to.
I just sent a link in the chat, so you can just click that, and hopefully you can see any event fee payments that are there.
Great. Thanks, Colin.
Sure.
Cool. All right. Next question. Someone has asked regarding yoga classes, can the general public look into my attendee list? So content visibility is a common question about, privacy and security for your group. I believe if you have a private group, which you can manage in your group settings, attendee lists are not publicly visible.
Correct.
That is, if you're not a member of the group already. If you are a member of the group, you're going to be able to see attendee lists.
I can let me double check that. I can just do a quick look at my group really quick. 1 second. I don't have them all memorized, certain privacy settings, but that's a great question. Let me just check.
We also do have a help center article that does spell out what is and isn't available on private meetup groups. And I am going to try to share that now. Let's see.
Okay, so I am looking at my my yoga event. It's a group that's public. And if you are not logged in to Meetup and you click the see all attendees, you'll be prompted to log into the to Meetup. So you definitely need a Meetup account in order to view attendees of the event. But if you do have a Meetup account and you log in, then you can still see the attendee list, even if you're not the member of a group, a public group. So if you don't want people to see your attendees, make sure to make your group private. So just to summarize, you definitely need a Meetup account no matter what. If it's a public group, you need a Meetup account and you'll be able to see it. But if it's a private group and if you have a Meetup account, you won't be able to see it. So I know it's a little confusing, but if you are concerned about people not in your group seeing your attendee list, just make sure to make your group private. I hope that helps.
Yeah, and Emily has just posted the Help Center article about group privacy and content visibility settings. That should spell out specifically what people do and don't see when they're logged in. We're coming up on time. I think we've got time for one more question. Ellen asks, is there a way to feature more than one event? The answer right now is no. The featured event option is a really good way to call out one specific upcoming event. Sometimes if you've got like a particularly big upcoming event, but you have lots of other events going on in your group, it's good to highlight one particular one. And as those big events come and go, you can swap out what your featured event is. But at this time, you can only feature one event. And if featuring multiple events is something that's important to you, that feature request form that we've shared is a great way to request that. I want to thank everybody for your questions today. We're really excited about sharing how the Meetup for Organizers app is continuing to develop and making sure that we are able to support you as you are building your communities. Along those lines, we wanted to make sure that we can invite you to join our organizer Discord community. I saw we did get a question about that in the Q&A earlier today. The organizer app may be prompting you to join this as well. This is a new resource that we've launched this year that we're really excited about. We have a team of organizer mentors. These are experienced mentors who have had a lot of success building their communities on Meetup, and they're available to coach either new organizers or seasoned organizers who are trying to get a boost for engagement in their groups. Hearing from people who are really doing this community building work is a really, really fantastic resource, and we want to make sure everybody who would like to joins and can participate in that discussion. We will be hosting another Meetup office hours on October the 19th, and we've been talking up the organizer app for our last few office hours. But next time, we want to source questions directly from organizers like yourselves and have a sort of more targeted discussion based on what people are interested in hearing about. We will be sourcing those questions from a number of places, but the Discord community is certainly one of them. So if we didn't get a chance to get around to your question today, please feel free to scan the QR code, join our Discord community, join the conversation, and then keep an eye out for when we start requesting questions for our next office hours. Last but not least, we have a QR code here where you can subscribe to our official Meetup podcast. Keep connected with our CEO, David Siegel. We feature conversations and some updates about community building that might be interesting to you as organizers. So we want to thank you so much for joining us today for this office hours. And we'll see you at our next office hours in October. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.
Thanks, everyone. Take care.